Hi, where to place your vibrato second, number 2. You can't do it in 5 minutes. There's so many vibratos. One of the best things to do is listen to the piece of music you want to play. Go and find it on social media. Go and look for it on YouTube. And we can do all sorts of vibrato, especially with the slide and with the movement of the trumpet or any brass instrument. In fact, you don't need to move the instrument at all. You can do it with your lip. Now, what I do with that, I go mo 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 mo, M-A-W, mo 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 mo, mo 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 mo. But when you first start doing it, sometimes it goes sharper than it does flat. The vibrato really needs to be evenly sharp and flat and back to the note. If you go, that doesn't sound nice at all. So we just pick a little phrase. Try and give us some melodic. Don't just do. Well, I don't just go one single note. I don't go. I'm going to put vibrato on this note. I don't. I try and give it some stability with the melody. That was a bit too sudden. That. So. You can mix the two. You can go. You can do the lip vibrato and a slide vibrato. I do many hours coaching now, and this question comes up all the time. Where do you put the vibrato? Well, it really all depends on the piece of music. I don't want to call it play it classically straight, because a lot of classical players use vibrato. So straight means no vibrato. But sometimes when you play a ballad like I just played then, if you play the first 2 or 3 notes with no vibrato, the vibrato at the end of that phrase becomes a bit of a surprise and keeps the listener's interest. And then the next phrase, is more experimental, and a lot of players that I listen to put the vibrato on too early. You can wait a long while to play vibrato. I wasn't going to. That was just a gentle movement of the instrument, but not backwards and forwards. Try and do it as an oval. if you don't allow the air to travel for for a short time, you're just pushing the slide in and out, or you're just moving against air, if you know what I mean. You need to listen. And one of the biggest things I do, I record myself. Now, I've just started putting together some ideas for a new album, and I didn't like some of my things, some of the vibrato that I was doing. So what I thought I would do as I work on it was share it with you. But a lot of the time, you've got to have it in your head what you want to sound like. It might be you want to put some inflections like Barbra Streisand or Sinatra or Dean Martin or Peggy Lee, Ella Fitzgerald. There's so many to choose from. And the bebop era, there wasn't so much vibrato right at the end. So when I'm conducting my bands, I say, if you put the vibrato on too early, sounds 20s, then slower, 30s, then slower than that, 40s, then slower than that, 50s. And in the 50s, just a very, very short 1, 2, 3, very, very hardly a vibrato at all. Doesn't really suit it putting a lot of vibrato in that piece. Depends on the register you're playing as well. Trumpet players, you want to go and listen to Harry James, very wide vibrato. Some of the trombone sections, East Coast and West Coast, were totally different. Very wide vibrato. Another reason I play down the slide. If you go and have a look, do trombone players play up the slide or down the slide, I cover that. So you've got some room in first position. Some of the vibratos really got wide. What was it? Size that now. If you're going to do that in the section, though, you really need to talk to the other section players to make sure they're going to match that vibrato. Otherwise, you'll just stand out like a sore thumb. If you're going to do a solo, you can do whatever you want. That's too wild for me, that is. I'm going to go... There's a little bit of lip vibrato there, a little bit of slide vibrato. It depends what atmosphere you want to create. You know, you need to have something in your head. It needn't be fixed. Don't write it down. I haven't written these tunes down to perform to you because I just want to think about where I'd place the vibrato. One of the pieces I might do on the new album would be... I hardly put any vibrato on that at all. Just warm the last note of the first phrase. listen to the note first, then warm it. Many players start the warming up too early and you've got nowhere to go. So it's good practice to play a vibrato and then take it wherever you want it to go and slow it right down to nothing and bring it back in again. I do that a lot. So I'll play scale of F. See, I took it to interest. I increased the tempo of the vibrato, of the pulse, and then I brought it right back down to almost no vibrato, and then brought it back up again to make it a nice finish to the note. So I wouldn't normally do that. It's all dependent on what music you want to play and how you want to sound. So get a sound in your head. There's lots of things to listen to on this channel, on YouTube. So there's no fixed way, you know, when you're playing you might want to stop. So I played all them straight. Sort of dance with it. Start the vibrato, stop the vibrato. Use the slide vibrato, work on your more. And then once I've got the lip vibrato going, I'll just take it over and just warm it a little bit more with a slight undulation. Bear in mind, you need a very, very strong control of the pitch to make sure that you can go flat and sharp, flat and sharp. Otherwise, the embouchure will just collapse. So you need to keep the basic aperture nice and firm, not rigid, but nice and firm, so you can put colours on it, so you can add another colour from your palette. Oh. I haven't worked on this one at all. So it takes on another meaning when you put the lip vibrato in, the slide vibrato. Talking about trumpet vibrato, many players just do it backwards and forwards. All the vibratos, whatever you want, if it works, we're back to this again. Although I'm an embouchure coach, I don't say this is the way to do it. They're only ideas. And what you need to concentrate on is you. It's a mixing bowl of all the flavours that you want in it to become the player that you want to become. Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald. Listen to the singers, how they handle the words. Start playing your standards with the words. Get the words in your head. Start playing the notes like a bell. And think of the Tibetan bowls. Tibetan bowls. You hit them or stroke them and they ring. And allow whatever size bowl it is, slow your piece is, allow the Tibetan bowl to ring round metaphorically in your head. Ring round at least once and then put the vibrato on. Let's see the difference if I put it on too early. You could feel that lip vibrato was much too early. Let's put it in a bit later. These are only ideas, and they only really come into play in your playing when you've practiced the different ideas. Let's just quickly have a little recap. Fast vibratos. Oh, when I said about delaying the vibrato, there are certain situations where you might have a quaver rest and a dotted crotchet, and it might need that little shimmer. I talked to the trombone section, and we'll end up with something like this. See, there's always an exception to the rule. You get 3 trombones, 4 trombones doing that shimmer. Oh, it sounds absolutely beautiful. Really good practice to be able to slow the lip vibrato down and then bring it up again quickly and keeping it in tune. Even though the word is flattening and sharpening, you still need that middle intonation. So if this has been helpful to you, please subscribe down the bottom. If it's a thumbs up. If this has been helpful to you, and if there's anything else you'd like to hear from techniques of playing brass. This lip vibrato and undulating vibrato, I call it, with the instrument, will work on any brass instrument. Any brass instrument. So I'll just leave you with this. So there's a straight note. If I wanted to put much more vibrato on that, I'd play that in a different position. With a bit of practice, you'll soon be able to add another colour to your playing. I hope this has really helped. I'm Marcus Reynolds, Stratus Brass, the embouchure guy. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and comment in below if there's something specific you'd like me to show you how to do, if I'm able to do that. Okay, it's been great talking to you. Marcus Reynolds, stratusbrass.com, the embouchure guy. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.